asymmetrical field, meaning that it's not the normal symmetrical layout that you're used to seeing out here. So we're going to be calling sides by, like Snake Dorito will be over here, and the Snake Dorito for the other team will be on the other side of the field. All right, so TPP crew into this Snake Dorito. He's looking across, looking at that snake of the opposite team. You're going to hear a lot of that today. We have presence up the middle for TPP crew. What do you got on the smoke side, shock side?
That's what I'm trying to find now. We have the... It's hard to tell with the sun. I can't tell where he just ran to.
First morning broadcast, always a problem. We are into snake over there for smoke for shock now.
Definitely snake 2.
Yep.
And it looks like the snake insert. Oh, here we go. The Dorito insert. Technically the 4 bunker.
So we're going to see a lot of play today up the middle to this little box, right dead center, 30-yard line-ish. It can be used to kind of do control work on either side of the field. I think, and it's easy to get to, so I think you're going to see players there every
Looks
single
like
game.
Shock just lost a Dorito side player, but the insert just filled out to the corner.
So Shock now spread wide. They've got nothing in the middle at the moment. TPP crew losing that Snake Dorito. He had already done a lot of damage, so they're okay with that. And then Shock goes ahead and moves to 50.
Shock is coming down hard on the snake side right now.
50 on their snake side. Dorito 2 for TPP crew. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure anybody on TPP crew has picked up on that presence of the 50 wedge.
That's a negative.
Well, that can knows, but he's not going to get a chance to communicate it because he's taken. So that leaves just 2 players left for TPP crew, the middle brick and the Dorito 2.
And they're both looking technically snake side?
So I don't know if the view, there we go. They did not see that move up the Dorito side for Shock. They still don't know about it. There it is. Immediately pays dividends. Taking that brick, it leaves 1 TPP crew in the Dorito 2. This is Rooney about to do some damage, or already doing damage. He's just going to finish it out. TPP crew about to get bunkered. Doesn't.
Yep.
You know what? He just hit his own player. There's a pack hit on the other Shock player. I hope he doesn't hit the button. Yeah, smartly Rooney hits the button.
So again, as we were talking about before the point started, this wedge over here is phenomenal, it seems.
The 50 wedge here on the...
Yes. Whether you're on the snake side or the D side, if you make it there, it appears to be a very good bunker.
I'll choose to believe you. I got shot out of it when I when I played it. So once again, welcome to Cincinnati NXL 2025. This is Event 3. I am Matt Falby. I am out of AG Paintball, Beware, New Hampshire. I'm joined by my friend Krista Gonzalez, also AG.
New Hampshire, yeah.
And for those old enough from the New Hampshire area, we're both alumni of Bulp University, Littlefield in Lee, New Hampshire.
Miss it every day.
All right, we are welcoming to the field. We got Virginia Vendetta versus Murdagoons. I have to root for Murdagoons just based on their name.
Looks like Murdagoons going to be on the right-hand side.
All right, there is an advantage for Murdagoons here because looking directly into the sunlight, but Virginia Vendetta crosses the 50 to the other team's brick. I think we're going to see that a lot this weekend.
Those bricks give off a lot of shade, too, especially when you're going into the sun.
So player walking off for Murdagoons already on the back line.
Yep, at least 1. Possibly 2. No, it's definitely 2. They're down 2 right now.
So Virginia Vendetta immediately into a strong position, now starting to make their secondaries. Both bricks up the middle. Vendetta completely controlling this game. So what's interesting is the coach for Vendetta really called what is a pretty aggressive breakout on their very first point of the weekend. It's not something I'm not, as a coach, I might have held that in my back pocket for a later, more important game.
A little bunker action in the middle,
yeah.
all the way through.
He's going to do twice and the buzzer.
That was a guaranteed at least 2-pack.
Wow.
I think he got 1 off the break as well.
Yeah, that was a dominant game for Virginia Vendetta. Again, like I was saying, rolling out a very aggressive breakout that maybe you hold on to for later because you've now tipped your hand. I think all the teams are sooner or later going to figure that out, that you can cross the 50 right up the middle off the bat. Krista, you and I talked about it a little bit, about the potential plays up the middle.
There's a lot of opportunity if you can make it in alive. Once you make the spot, you can kind of hang out and shoot either side of the field, or if you're super aggressive, you can also get into, technically, I would assume, their snake.
Their snake.
And pretty much come all the way down the field and wrap everybody.
On the break.
Yep.
It is a play that can be done. I experimented with a little bit playing this layout last week. It's definitely possible. You run at your brick up the middle. You dive to your left into their middle brick, and then you can stay there, do some damage, or crawl down their snake, and hopefully do a lot more damage. All right.
And those bricks are phenomenal.
All right, Shock on the left, TPP crew with the sun at their back.
Ooh, Shock losing one off the break from the home.
Great shooting by TPP crew to take a home player.
TPP is completely alive, double stacked at the home.
That is a very small home bunker to double stack at.
And they didn't really leave themselves anywhere to fill out into just yet. Spread out on the back line with one in the snake, moving up towards the 30 brick.
Shock up to the mini wall in the snake. He's trying to turn inside, look at that home. Now choosing to crawl to Snake Dorito. That's an easy bump.
Lots of guns on the snake side of the field right now for TPP. TPP, sorry.
So Nest for Shock now looking to his left over to their snake side. Game's entered a little bit of a static phase.
We just dropped out.
My audio dropped out from my headset.
Back.
So we've entered a bit of a static period. Nest here at the Snake Dorito for Shock, looking left, trying to find some kills. This is one of the things I thought about this field. There might be a little bit of a lull period. It definitely could be a sit and shoot field.
I'm interested to see the bounce shot off of that snake wedge that's actually in the snake into the snake 3 bunker.
Yeah,
They're shooting it right now, but I don't know if it has the angle from where it's coming from.
I think the distance away from this Dorito, I think that's a bounce shot that's going to be a little bit tough to pull off.
Yep. I wonder as it starts to get humid later, it might be easier to achieve.
Oh, Nest might have taken one off the hopper. He's going to take a walk. Good move. He did not see the TPP crew move into that snake wedge, and that's what did him. All right, Shock with an early opening strength in this game, but it's starting to peel off. They're losing bodies. Now they're home.
This move that Shock just made, number 21, into...
Hopper hit.
What do you see?
Sorry, number 19 has a hopper hit. Doesn't matter. He's gonna get plinked in a different manner, and that's gonna be it. Leaving one player left. He's gonna get double bunkered. That is a bad ending to that game for Shock.
So this move from this Snake 2 into the Snake 3 is almost a free move if you can get low enough.
Yeah, drop and crawl. There's a little bit of an opportunity for something in the middle, say that middle brick, to shoot you during that bump, but it's a real small window.
It's very tight.
Francis, can you hear us in the band? We're not hearing anything. We were rolling back out with Murdagoons versus Virginia Vendetta. Virginia Vendetta with dominant .1 on that one. Very aggressive run up the middle. They doubled up. They actually took their middle brick and the other team's middle brick, which is very doable. And that point led to a run through for Virginia Vendetta, taking 2 more players and the buzzer. I'm not sure what the play is for Goons to prevent another run up like that. Virginia Vendetta with a more passive breakout on this one. Goons are going to lose their backhand, and they're going to get a minor for their trouble. Lose their snake player. Attempting to spread the field, slow down the damage. So now 3 alive for Goons. Goons doing a good job spreading the field, trying to slow down the damage.
Alrighty.
All right, Vendetta's already done their damage. They're up by a point. Now a drop back.
Nice drop back.
Yeah, they're at kill 3 now for Virginia Vendetta. They're completely controlling this game.
This back line for Vendetta.
There's the towel.
Very, very tight.
So Dragoons coach has seen enough. He's going to towel out of that one, putting Virginia Vendetta up 2-0 on this match. So Virginia Vendetta has been able to do it both ways. That was a passive breakout.
Yep.
They got their kills. Of course, the flag never hurts. And the first game, they threw a very, very aggressive breakout and easily won that one, too.
Into the sun.
Yeah. All right, we're going to roll back out to TPP Crew versus Shock. Shock coming into this event at 10th place overall. TPP Crew coming in at 7th. Crew took the first event down at Tampa, looking dominant doing it. Stumbled a little bit on event 2, dropped to 14th. And for Shock, they took 15th, and then a stronger finish on the second one at 6th.
Very matched breakout, it looks like. That's what I was trying to figure out there for both teams on this one.
TPP Crew losing their home player, so 4 bodies alive for Crew.
Looks like 5 still alive for Shock. I know I saw 1 go into the snake, or I'm pretty sure I did. The sun is unforgiving.
So Crew with no presence on the Dorito side right now. They do have snake 2.
Shock moving up in the Dorito 2.
I'd love to see Shock get a gun. They already do have a gun, but I'd like to make sure they concentrate on not allowing Crew to get after that Dorito corner. They have a real advantage here if they can stop that. Just keep a gun on that Dorito insert, the mini temple.
TPP making it into the snake 3. Looking cross field.
As I say that, TPP Crew goes ahead and ignores the gun and gets into the Dorito corner. Why does nobody listen to me, Krista? Oh!
That looked like the home for Shock may have gotten clipped. It was very hard to tell.
Crew in their snake Dorito. Shock into D2. There's no line of sight there because of this wedge at about the 50-yard line. Sticks out just enough. Crew's going to lose their home player down to 3 bodies.
Shock player moving up to
Crew
Dorito 3.
communications actually being very silent. I'm not hearing a lot of talk from the Crew
No,
side.
it's very, very quiet.
Yeah.
Shock doubled up in the Dorito side now, Dorito 2 and 3.
So Shock moves up to D3 again. No clear line of sight. Shock player thinking that there might be
They're
something
trying.
behind that wedge.
He wants to go. There we go.
Crew Dorito player gets shot crossfield. Going to take a walk. That leaves Crew with just 2 players left. They are in the corner, so at least they can cross it up. Hopefully Shock makes some mistakes. That's what TPP Crew needs to do, is have Shock players running through guns.
Shock abandoning, doubling up the Dorito side.
Crew snake player attempts a wide shot. Doesn't work, so he's going to retreat back to the bunker, safety of the bunker.
Shock player getting a check, and he is clean.
Shock all across the 50s at this point. Crew's going to lose their Dorito corner and leaving just the snake 1.
And he's about to get it.
Yeah, he's playing wide. He's going to
he
get
just
blown
got
up.
yeah, he just got shot.
That was a good game, and more to the point, I think that's a game, the style of game I think we're going to see a lot this weekend on this. You're going to have to wait to get 1 or 2 kills, and then really have to fight your way to get to
Conservative breakouts, and then moving from there.
You're going to have to really fight for those moves upfield. And then, massive closeout. Obviously, Virginia Vendetta had a wild breakout. I say wild. I think there's a lot of opportunity for run up the middles on this field. I think as the weekend goes along, we're not going to consider that a wild breakout anymore. We're going to consider that kind of a standard breakout.
10 seconds, and then we're back to Vendetta and the Murdagoons. Murdagoons are going to be on the right. Vendetta is on your left.
If there's any cosmic justice, Murdagoons should become a Saturday morning cartoon name.
Ooh!
All right, Vendetta going back to their old plays. Actually, both teams up the middle to
Mirrored
the
up
bricks.
at the brick. Vendetta already into the snake 3, looking cross field and starting to take the bodies with them.
One's going to lose their brick. Good communication for Virginia Vendetta.
Murdagoons down 1. Moving up towards the snake wedge.
Vendetta up 2 kills.
Into the snake wedge. Vendetta moving up to the Dorito side wedge and starting to wrap. Looking inside on the Murdagoons. Oh, sorry. Very disciplined play right here for Vendetta. Very patient, looking into the sun.
Yeah, so Vendetta controls this Dorito side, which allows him to attempt to wrap this wedge.
Can you see from your angle if there's anything in the Dorito side for?
No, Dorito side is cleared out for Goons.
So it's just that insert, the number 4 bunker?
Yeah, the mini temple. Mini temple, we've got Snake. They're playing the inside of the Snake wedge over there for Goons. Virginia Vendetta player now going to try to wrap that. Oh,
that was very
frankly
close.
he got a little bit lucky.
Very disciplined defensive play right now, even though they have aggressive positions.
That's Austin Salento. He misses the drop back by the Goon, though. He's still locked onto that Snake wedge. He doesn't see. Wow, the Goon player. Wow, drops all the way back and all the way cross field to their Dorito corner. Doesn't matter. The Goon coach has seen enough. He's going to try to save clock. Fouls out of that one.
And there is plenty of time left. It's definitely an interesting layout. When it got released and you're looking at it on an iPhone, it's you're not quite sure what to expect.
I think interesting is a nice word to put it.
Yeah.
I like it, but I got to be honest, the internets was kind of divided on their opinion of this layout. They did not like it.
I was looking for the ew, brother, ew meme from last year.
Yeah. Because it's not a normal symmetrical layout, I think it makes players uncomfortable.
Yep.
And players don't like uncomfortable.
And they forget what they're shooting at. You think you're shooting at your mirror and you start calling out the wrong bunker. We've got Shock on our left with TPP on the right. TPP
Shock
straight into the 50 break.
Shock with 5 alive. The Dorito corner's getting a check. Their home pushes into the inside of the Snake wedge. So, by the way, from that Snake wedge, this Shock player is free to drop and crawl to the middle brick.
Yeah. At the same token, he can lock down this Dorito side and stop movements. So in order for the Shock player to protect number 3, I can't quite see his name, Rojas? He can protect Rojas from that Snake brick and Snake wedge and keep him alive. Oh, that was close.
We're going to lose our back again on the Snake side for Shock.
I feel like we should probably come up with bunker names for these wedges since they're going to be so popular.
So you're going to hear a lot of us today saying a bunker name shooting at the same bunker name when in fact we're shooting cross field instead of, down the tape.
Great communication by Shock.
All right, the game has hit that kind of lull stage we talked about. Early probing, things slow down. No push up the Dorito side. As a matter of fact, today so far we've seen not much pushing up the Dorito side. It's a tough bump, Dorito to Dorito.
The gaps in between each bunker are very difficult to make unless you have gun dominancy on the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, you're gonna see the Dorito players wrapping, trying to get gun dominance on especially the home and that middle brick to allow themselves to make their own bump. They cannot rely on a back player getting them upfield. They have to do it on their own.
Oh, he's getting shot from somewhere.
Yeah,
where did he get shot from?
Taylor, number 7, is going to take a walk for Shock.
They wrapped the snake wedge on the opposite side of the field. TPP.
Shock has definitely switched to the, hey, please stay alive mode. I love that communication. Just don't die, please. That's all I'm asking of you as a teammate.
Still 3.5 minutes left, which is a lot of time for paintball.
All right. TPP crew down a point. Shock up by 1. Shock, I'll say, hasn't necessary to bleed time, but if they lose this point, then really it doesn't matter how much time they bleed.
Yeah.
If they win this point, of course, the more time they can bleed just will help secure that dominant position.
They're in good spots to cross up and lock it down.
So the Shock player here in the Dorito is not taking any heat from cross. And honestly, the snake side, the straight up the field from him can't see. He could bump. Oh, he's going to lose his back player.
Oh, TPP is in the 50 brick.
Shock down to just 2 players.
TPP is starting to make their moves now. There's that bounce shot we were talking about.
Yeah, they're trying it.
Yep.
I think it can at least harass a player. I'm not sure you're going to get a kill off.
If you watch the shell, it's actually getting very close to hitting him.
Yep.
But I think you're correct. I think it's more of a
harassment.
Oh, look how tight that is.
It's working. It's
Yep.
harassing him. He's not even willing to look out that Dorito side.
And
now
that's
because
coming
of
from that
swing.
50 brick.
Yep.
So that's definitely something we need to keep an eye on for the next couple days and see if it works.
Again, as a player, if you got a stream of even if it's shell, you're just not going to risk putting your face into it.
Down to 2 minutes now.
All right, Shock should be content to sit here and milk clock. It's crew that needs to feel a sense of urgency.
Yep. And he wants to. He's about to move into Shock's Dorito side.
Yep.
Here he goes.
Nobody has picked up on it. Well, the pod trick has just been attempted. The pod trick has entered the chat.
Unfortunately, no one was looking, so no one took the bait.
So all you did was lose a pod worth of paint. Your sponsors, thank you. There we go. Crew is showing some urgency now.
Starting to spread out.
Yeah, crew middle brick is going to transition to that tower. Rojas picks up in the presence of that Dorito. I hear that the communication from the Dorito corner for Shock is great.
He's
Rojas,
very loud.
Rojas is being a little bit quieter, though.
Down to a minute.
Crew has to think about launching here.
They have to.
And
As long as Shock crosses up. Oh, here we go.
That's it. There's the opportunity. It's just Rojas left. He's going to get bunkered.
Yep.
Bunkered by 3 different directions.
Oh, a little extra at the end there. Run in for the point.
This one's going to close out at about 30 seconds. Unless, no, I think they're actually going to try to let it go under 10. They'd rather do an overtime point than risk a 30-second point.
Yeah.
Kind of a push there. I'm not sure if tactically which is more valuable. I guess if you think your team is not a fast team, maybe.
Or if
out
you're
for the-
concerned about getting majors.
Yeah, then if you know your team is prone to getting majors.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
guess
feel like
that's
it's a
true.
very smart play if you want to guarantee to not get that swing point from a major.
That's true. And there you go. They waited till under 10 seconds, hit the buzzer. That guarantees they will not have to play a short time point. They'll go right to overtime.
I think that's a smart play. Just from a safety standpoint.
If there's any team, here's my only counter to that.
Okay.
If there's any team that, at least what I've seen this season, is able to win some crazy 30-second point, it's probably TPP Crew.
Yeah.
They were hands down the most aggressive team playing Tampa at the beginning of the season, and it totally worked. Oh, is that an old school JT sock hat I'm seeing in one of the
So I saw
prototypes?
that a minute ago, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Oh, I do. I know. I can smell sock hat from 50 miles.
Love it.
That's my era.
Absolutely love it.
As a child of the 1990s paintball scene, sock hats, I still have a few hiding out. All right.
Straight up to the middle for Murdagoons.
Yeah, a little bit of a slip by number 13 for Goons, but he gets in there safe. Goons being very aggressive. They're up to Dorito, Snake Dorito.
Conservative breakout for Vendetta, who is obviously up 3-0 right now.
However, ref coming in on Goons. Going to check that Dorito mini temple. Call him clean. Calls him clean. All right, Goons 5 alive.
Vendetta spread across the whole back line right now. Doubled up at home, the can, the mini temple, and the Dorito corner.
For Virginia Vendetta, that double up at home is going to get real small real
Yes.
fast. Now, Virginia Vendetta's up by 3 points with just about 10.5 on the clock. This is kind of too early to worry about clock kill.
How much time is left?
10.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot of
So
time.
I would just worry about winning the game, not trying to kill clock at this point. But right now, that Vendetta's being kind of conservative. Maybe they are trying to kill clock.
They could be. Or maybe as opposed to gunfighting, they're just baiting them to come out.
Certainly, as the weekend goes along, you're going to get a better perspective on your opponent's tendencies. You can start setting up traps because you know they're going to make certain bumps. Probably a little bit too early for Virginia Vendetta.
I would agree, but it would behoove them because they do have the sun to their back. So if they can hide in the shadows, and these the Murdagoons make some bumps up, they might accidentally move right into a lane.
Come to the Premier Field webcast, you get words like behoove dropped down.
Behoove.
Well
You like
done,
that?
Krista.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Bring in the class.
You're welcome. I did go to school for it, so I'm here all weekend.
Yeah, remember to tip your waitress. All right, now Goons sliding up. Oh, he's going right into their snake beam, going up to their snake wedge.
We are finally seeing it.
It's about time.
Oh,
Did he get taken?
I think he got shot through the crack in the beam
what a
to
shame.
the wedge.
All right, however, chaos is upon us. Virginia Vendetta is now a little bit shaky. Goons take advantage of that by starting to make their own moves. They're up to the D2. They're up to their snake side wedge. Now they're up to D3.
It is so hard to tell hits on that green hopper.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an advantage there. Goon's going to lose a backline player over here on the snake side.
I know it's early in the event, but the reffing on this field seems to be very, very good.
From a sideline perspective, the reffing is very good on this field. As a player, you always think the ref screwed you. No matter how good the reffing is. I think this is a very good reffing crew. I've been watching them for years. All right, Goons slowed down a little bit after that move up to that snake beam. They took advantage of it, made their bumps. Now they're slowing down a little bit.
8 minutes remaining.
They're at D3 and at the snake side wedge.
It's hard for me to tell from here. Is that a photographer on the far side of the field, or is that someone in a bunker?
No, we have a photographer
Okay.
in the 50 over there.
All I see is a face and a knee.
However, Goons do have the Dorito 2 and Dorito 3. They're going to be at the 50 here in a second.
Yep.
Oh, they're going to lose their Dorito 2. Home is not okay, so Dorito 3 is being held up by the Dorito 2
Correct.
of Virginia Vendetta. He just needs to wrap, get gun dominance for a second. He should be able to make that bump.
The snake wedge for Murdagoons is being held up by the home. Oh, that was a beautiful shot for the Murdagoons.
Nicely done.
Oh,
What a lost opportunity for the Goons.
and they traded.
There you go, Goons. Wow, what a lost opportunity for the Goons.
Absolutely.
They were so in control of that at the midpoint of that game.
They had fantastic spots.
Oh. And now they're going to be down 4-0.
Welcome
right.
to the first overtime of the Mid-Atlantic Open.
Well,
Not
actually-
Mid-Atlantic Open. Oh, my goodness gracious.
You're a month behind.
Yep, I'm falling
Where
behind.
are you?
Falling behind.
There is a conversation going on between coaches about whether or not they want to play out that 4 seconds. I don't think it's an option. That's not an option. So they're going right. They should go to overtime. Generally speaking, under 10 seconds, a point is just flat out not run.
No.
It's just. Yeah, there we go. So we got 5 minutes on the clock. So we talked about whether or not we thought this field might be a slow field.
Yep.
Because the difficulty of pushing until you've got a bunch of kills.
Yep.
This match is going to go to overtime 2-2. That's not a wildly low score, but it's certainly not.
There was a lot of slower points.
Yeah.
But it really was smart, methodical paintball.
So if you look at the differential in time, the other match going on here with
Yes.
Goons, they got like 9 minutes still on the clock.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. There's a confused breakout, however, for TPP Crew, but it looks like they're going to be 5 alive. They started out tripled up at home and then started making their bumps.
It would appear that Shock is 5 alive as well from this angle. Big
TPP
push
Crew.
to the Snake 3.
Crew immediately into this Snake Dorito. He's wrapping. Shock takes advantage of the momentary lapse in shooting and dives into the Snake themselves.
The Shock player is on it right now. Can you tell who that is? In the Snake? In front of us?
All right, both teams being fairly conservative. They made some bumps, but mostly they're ready to just sit, try to get kills first.
Oh, he's Pit Crow.
He's Pit Crow.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we got Pit Crow playing the Snake. That's a hybrid. You can both collect pods and use pods at the same
Ooh.
time. Yeah, that's the future of paintball. Every player will be a pod runner. I hear TPP Crew using what I think Cuba as a bunker call out.
Yes.
TPP Crew is from Puerto Rico, so that makes sense. They're using regional locations.
Yeah, this Shock player is just laying down paint on the Snake. From the Snake side can into the Snake 3 for TPP.
So for this Crew player, quote-unquote Pit Crew,
Yes.
if he can wrap like he's done, get gun dominance, he could go ahead and make his bump right now.
Yeah, he's only getting heat from the inside, so there's really nothing stopping him unless there's a kill that he's specifically trying to get.
Yeah, perhaps he's got a job, he's doing his job, but
So now he's getting heat from the inside. It appears to be the small Aztec on the Dorito side.
so the Crew here, the Crew player here in the Snake Dorito gave up gun dominance to go back to shooting inside. Obviously, his game plan he's been given by his coach is stay there. Crew is still 5 alive. They got home. Backline can, backline mini temple, middle brick. Mini temple now spreading out to that Dorito corner. We are at 2.5 minutes.
Shock's in the can on the Snake side, the mini temple on the Dorito side, and that's all that I can see from this
So they
angle.
dove into the Snake. I don't know where their Snake player is at the moment, but I did see a player dive in for
Oh.
Shock.
Snake 3.
Snake 3,
Yep,
thank you.
the small Dorito. I just saw movement.
There it is, yep. Now he's going to look cross at the opposite Dorito. Oh, there is pods being traded on the back line of TPP Crew. Their home players tossing pods to their can.
A minute 45 remaining.
So that can's got to move forward. If you're out of paint
It's time
and
to
you're in
go.
an overtime game with about a minute and a half remaining, do not sit.
Correct
Go.
me if I'm wrong. It doesn't seem like he's getting much heat either.
No,
There's not much paint on the bunker, and he's kind of just hanging out.
I think he could probably move to the Snake, the inside of the Snake wedge, and then crawl up to the Snake 50. Whatever the case, we're at a minute 20. He's out of paint. Gotta go, folks.
Shock now doubled up in the Snake.
So I believe if this goes to overtime. I'm sorry, it will not go to double overtime. We will not be seeing one-on-ones. We wait for that action for the playoffs.
Yep. Shock double up in the Snake, both looking inside. 1 minute remaining.
We're at 60. Oh, he might have gotten him. He
Yep.
did. The Crew player pulls out the
Pit Crew just
opposite
shot the
mirror
Shock.
Dorito.
There may be a Shock player at their 50 brick as well. It's blocked out by this tall temple.
Another kill. We're now down to 45 seconds. Crew is starting to rack up kills, although they just lost their Snake Dorito. I think this may be going to...
35 seconds.
yeah, I think it's maybe going to time. Big move out into the Snake by Shock from their home. Now at 25.
TPP
Losing the middle
getting a
brick.
shot in the middle. 20 seconds. Time to put the heat on.
Well, I think it's unlikely you can pull off a win here at this point with only about 20 seconds, 15 seconds on the clock. It would require a crazy run-through, which risks a major penalty.
And that
We're at 5.
just about that. Oh, running down the D side.
There it is. His
Running
attempt.
down. He's
Not enough.
oh.
All right, that's a tough one as a
Conservative
coach.
breakouts.
Do you value more not losing, or do you value more winning? Pulling
So-
a tie at risk of losing.
So that's a hard one because a gray is better than a red,
Yeah.
but a green is better than all of them. So what is your definition of better?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on. I guess it really depends, and you can't tell the future. If you think tiebreakers are going to come down to deciding who goes in the playoffs.
Okay.
If you could see the future and know that it was tiebreakers, then a tie is better than taking a risk of a loss and certainly a win. But I didn't see two teams out there that were willing to take risks to win the game, which also risked losing it. They
It was
seemed-
conservative breakouts, and they were crossed up, and they were trying to get the bodies, but there wasn't any aggression.
If they did not get a bunch of kills, they were okay with letting it go to time. Both teams. All right, Vendetta in a 4-0 lead here.
Vendetta's on the left, Murdagoons on the right. Vendetta straight up to the brick and moved into the Murdagoons brick in the 50.
They're mirrored up at that brick though. They don't know.
He's going to go get him.
Here we go.
And
Here's the gun
they're
reach,
gone.
and it works.
Yep.
Vendetta player might have taken one of the elbow. Nope, he's still alive. Number
Yep.
803 there in the middle.
He's got a 2-pack so far.
So this goes back to the first game plan that Vendetta rolled out in this match. They did this to the Goons at the very first point. This really aggressive move up the
Murdagoons
middle.
just walking off.
Now the run through. Really just that corner player left trying to fend this all off. I have a hard time believing it's going to work without a major at least.
Here it comes.
Now the bunkering.
Oh,
Vendetta
Yeah, he got
loses
shot.
2 players
Yep.
in that, but that's okay because they're still going to have players left alive.
803.
Yeah, they just need to finish this out.
So that aggressive play that Vendetta just did matched the one that you were just talking about, and it was on the same side of the field. So as we were talking about earlier, I think they're using the sun to their advantage
Well,
to kind of just appear in your face.
so plus and minus on that. When you're running into the sun like Vendetta is, granted you have better cut. Once you're in a bunker, the shadow's working in your favor. But while you're running at them, you're fairly blinded
Yes.
to seeing what's coming at you. This is every single event goes like this. The 8 a.m. games, the
Yes.
sun actually matters, the sun position. All right. As long as it is clean. There it is.
Sounds like it would be clean.
All right. Well, congratulations to Virginia Vendetta for TPP Crew and Shock. No, we are going to we're going to a double overtime 2-minute game. I stand corrected, sir.
Fantastic. This is the paintball you want to see first thing Friday morning.
Here's some tension on this game. We are in a one-on-one situation.
No number on his back from what I can tell. That may be pit crew.
It's our most versatile player. All right, one-on-one paintball. That's what you came here for, folks. Crew player playing a little bit of mind games with his starting position.
Shock looks like they're coming out D-side. They
Crew-
did.
Crew chooses to stay home. Now out to the can.
Shock player just standing
well.
out in the open.
Pretty well mirrored up. Now here's a disadvantage for the crew. He's looking directly into the sun.
Yep.
This is a chance for the Shock player if he wants to get sneaky, which one-on-ones are almost always decided by a sneaky.
They're both head checking like crazy. Thinking about what to do.
I think the crew player is uncertain that the Shock player is still at that mini temple.
It is unbelievably hard for that TPP player to see right now.
We're at about 1:15.
Here we go. TPP moving to the middle.
All right, he is correct. The Shock player has not moved. Shot clears after going to come out into gun dominance. That's a little bit of a risky play. So, in my humble opinion, if you can get gun dominance in this situation, you should be moving.
I would agree.
No reason to stay at the same bunker. If you can change up position, come at them from a different angle, you're not suspecting.
Especially this mini temple. This is not a good spot to be.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Congratulations to TPP crew winning
Well
a one-on-one.
done.
The very first match, not of just their weekend, but of the entire weekend. TPP crew is going to win a one-on-one. Moving on.
And there's the point.
There you go.
That
also,
was entertainment.
congratulations to Virginia Vendetta with a really dominant win over Murdagoons. Virginia Vendetta, certainly an experienced team. I wouldn't hang my heads if I'm Murdagoons. Plus, if you're Murdagoons, you've got the best name in the entire league.
That's a really good name.
That's worth something. All right.
Yes.
You have somebody here. You are not playing this weekend.
I am not. No, I'm not.
By the way, Krista was part of the winning AG Rebellion team that took first.
No,
no.
no. I didn't go to
Don't say that on air. Say just
well,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, man, there you go.
I believe in
Winner.
integrity, sir.
And
Yes,
you
my
have
son is here,
son
playing in the Youth Advanced. This is his first national event ever, and his first season.
All right. Well, shout out to Tyler.
Yes, Tyler Gonzalez,
Before
doing
we-
big things out there.
Good work, young man. Also, shout out to Chris Ouellette Jr., I'm sure watching, another long-suffering Bengals fan. So I'm. All right, we are going to go to commercial. We're going to take a little break. We're going to come back to you with round 2 action here at Cincinnati NXL. Thank you so much for being with us.